All right, Justin Ellis here with complegends.com, and we got weekly challenge number 23, 8-track, bring you back a couple years. Let's go ahead and see what the workout's all about.
This week, grab your favorite workout partner and get ready to row your little heart out. For 30 minutes, alternate every 2-minute rounds. 8 push-ups, 8 kilobit swings, 8 thrusters, 8 alternating pistols. With the time remaining in 2 minutes, row for calories. Your team's total score is total calories.
There you have it. 8-track. This is done with a partner. It's 30 minutes long, so be prepared to be here for a little bit. And let's talk a little bit about the standards of the movements or the workout as well. Every 2 minutes, partner 1 would go for 2 minutes, and then partner 2 will go for the next 2 minutes, and then you'll alternate consistently throughout. 8 standard push-ups, chest to deck, full extension at the top. We're not trying to worm these down to the ground. We want full locked out position here. 8 kettlebell swings, and note the weight here is 70 pounds for the guys, 53 for the ladies. So probably a little heavier than what you're used to. These are American kettlebell swings all the way overhead. 8 thrusters done with a barbell, 95 to 65 pounds, full squat, full extension at the top. And 8 alternating pistols. This will equate to 4 each side. And we want the hip below the knee, full squat, and you got to perform, say the right side and complete that rep before you go to the left side. So you do have to, successfully complete one side before you move to the next. In the remaining of that 2 minutes, so say it takes a minute and a half to get through those 4 movements of 8 reps, you will then have whatever time that is to try to get some calories on the row. Your partner will take over and start their round, 8, 8, 8, and 8, and then pick up where you left off on the calories on the rower. Okay, so the test here ultimately is how many calories can you get on the rower by the end of the 30 minutes, which, 15 total rounds as a team will be performed throughout. So, as always, guys, before we jump into some of the tips and tricks of this one, don't forget to like and subscribe here on the YouTube channel or on our podcast. Wherever you listen to podcasts, we're there. And if you like the written word, you can go to our blog at complegends.com, where the tips and tricks will be laid out there for you as well. So, with that being said, let's take a look at this one a little bit more in depth and, take any tips and tricks that you may have. You can comment below as well, and I'd love to hear some other outtakes on this one. The 2 biggest tips I can give in this one is when it's your turn, this is an all-out sprint effort to get to that rower. And the make or break part of this workout is oddly enough going to be when you're not working and when you're resting. So in most cases, most workouts, it's what you're doing when you're working out that makes or breaks the whole workout. In this case, a lot is going to be dependent on how you recover in those 2 minutes that your partner's going, that you can put a consistent effort moving forward, right? So, yes, obviously, getting through the push-ups, the kettlebell swings, the thrusters, and the pistols, and then doing what you need to do when you get to the row is very important, but everyone is going to come out the gate, first round, 2, maybe even 3 rounds, and put up probably pretty good numbers here. And I don't think there's going to be a huge separation yet. It's really once the team is in those, round 12, round 13, 14, 15. Did you do what you needed to do in those 2 minutes of rest so that those numbers look almost identical there towards the end? Now, as always, in any workout, one of the first things I'm going to do, and I think you can do this based on feel, what are our strengths and weaknesses when it comes to the movements that you see in front of you? Push-ups, kettlebell swings, thrusters, and pistols. It kind of gets more and more advanced as you go through the round. Push-ups, most people should have these done or down to what they know they can do in these movements. It's standard CrossFit movement. The kettlebell swings, most of us learn that within the first couple weeks as well in CrossFit. Now it's heavier here, so you will have to weigh, what kind of strength level you're at. That could be a weakness a little bit, but I think the movement itself, everyone should be pretty familiar with that. And the thrusters, then we add the barbell, we add the squat to the press. Like I said, getting a little more advanced, but again, a thruster, you'd put it up there really with a traditional CrossFit movement through and through. And then we see the pistols, this kind of bodyweight gymnastics movement. The skill level is at its peak here of the workout. It's only 8 for each side. So what I would suggest here is, let's say you're not very good at push-ups and pistols, the bodyweight movements, but the kettlebell swings and the thrusters you feel really comfortable with. On the push-ups and on the pistols, allow yourself that extra little mental deep breath of kind of a moment of clarity, if you will, before you just dive into these reps. Because what you also can't have in any kind of competitive workout is no reps. You got to avoid no reps at all costs. Push-ups, I doubt we get up to the top of that and no rep. You'll know kind of what your peaks and valleys are there for the push-ups. But the pistols, you could absolutely not come out of that squat or not get low enough. So if you need that extra second to make sure of the depth, do it. Take that extra second. You won't really pay for it in the long run with this kind of volume. Ultimately, you want at least 30 seconds on that rower. You'd love to get closer to the minute. With what we got, 32 total reps within that round. I could easily see this add up to a minute and a half. But the 8 push-ups could be done somewhere, if you're going unbroken, 10 to 15 seconds, pretty quick, even with, good reps there. 8 kettlebell swings, kind of a long movement, but I could see this being done anywhere from 15 to 20 seconds. So now we're at 30 seconds there, moving into the harder movements. 8 thrusters, got to be done unbroken. And, you're pushing more like the 20 to 25 seconds there. So now, we're up to about the minute with the pistols left. If you're a pistol goer, then there's where you can get to about a minute 15 and about 45 seconds on that rower. If you're not as good at pistols, then I still think you can easily get that done in 30 seconds. But really, if you can flow those can be done pretty quickly, almost like the push-ups, and pushing around 15 seconds. So minute to minute 15 is very doable, and then you're on that row. What you need to consider here is consistency in rather than speed, right? It's power rather than speed on this rower. A lot of people get on there and think it's just how quickly can I move everything on this, including my body, myself. But it's just not the fact of how you're going to be more efficient on the rower. You need to have nice, powerful pulls here, and that could be a little more methodical than just in and out, in and out. So get the nice power push with the legs, a nice pull into that back with those elbows kind of leading, and you will find those calories to be adding up fairly quickly. Even though I'm saying be nice and methodical and kind of in a controlled breathing manner, know you're going to have 2 minutes of rest coming up, right? As soon as you get off that row, you got 2 minutes to do that recovery that I was talking about. That's so important in this workout. So don't necessarily take your rest early. You're here to work in that 2 minutes, and you need to. That's what the whole score is going to be about there. With that being said, I think it's about as pure and simple as it can be. You don't have a lot of, hey, you take over here and I'll take over there. The partnership isn't so much you work to each other's strengths and weaknesses, but putting it out there for them as they put it out there for you, and add up those calories at the end of the day. And I think it's a fun one. I think this one's a really good test of interval sprints. That's why I love partner workouts, because you really, there's kind of this window of opportunity that you got to take advantage of, and then your partner does and gives you a little bit of rest too. So I love that one. As always, guys, check us out on YouTube. Here's the channel. We've got a lot of different videos of different workouts, not only ours, but when these big competitions come out, I love diving into these workouts and would love to have a conversation and communicate back and forth with anybody that has tips and tricks of their own or strategies for these workouts. So go and subscribe to the channel, help continue to grow that. And we're going to dive into, last but not least, our product review. And a nice, quick, easy one that we found, the fitness dice. And I think most people in maybe a CrossFit box or maybe really a garage gym of CrossFit have probably dealt with something like this before because of that constantly varied model that CrossFit is, and this fits really well with it. And there's not, I mean, you can almost create these on your own. Now I'm on Google Shopping here just to give you a little perspective on what this actually is. If you're on the channel or the YouTube channel, you can see a little bit of a visual here, but ultimately, this one comes with, let's see here. I think it's 8 dice. Oh, well, it's 7 dice based on this picture. Let me look at this one, 2, 4. Yeah, 7 dice. And it has different movements and reps, it looks like. Oh, no, they have 1 rep dice and different movements on the other die. So that would combine for different workouts. I've seen them in a lot of different manner, like there could be 2 dice where one's reps and one's the movement. I've seen where dice are, the movement and the reps are all on one. It says here it's got 7 wooden dice with over 45,000 workout routines. That sounds a little out there for 7 dice and what I'm looking at, but hey, whatever, they did the math. Maybe that's the case. These looks like you can get them off of Google for anywhere. It looks like $14 to $20 basically, and it's got almost a 5-star review. So for the folks that were looking for something like this, it seemed to be that they were pretty pleased with it. And, is this going to be your workout routine, your program? No. But if you're looking for something, probably you got a couple people over at the house. Like I said, you got a garage gym, or even if you're at a box and you want to change up the routine in the gym, maybe it's a post-workout workout, a little accessory work, and you just want to randomize it, this really does work out really well. And who's going to go over and make their own wooden dice or random generator? I'm sure you could do it on the phone, but there's always something about having it physically in your hands and that kind of gambling feeling to the workout, where there's some things on there you don't want to do. You don't want to see them come up, and some probably rep schemes that you're like, this is going to be a terrible pairing if it's the 40 with the burpees or something like that. So I think we always kind of like that gamble. And then of course, if it falls not our way, then we have to test our fitness there. So as you can see there in the video too, looks like they have yoga dice. I'm assuming different poses with different time frames. And I can't read that last one. Mindfulness dice. Maybe it's a meditation combination, which I don't know enough about how you could make that into a on the edge, roll the dice kind of game. But anyway, you can go, it looks like you're on Google Shopping, and find this at many different websites that sell it. Walmart, Abe Books, Uncommon Goods. So anyway, if you've had this product or one similar, love to have your take on something like this. And if you've used it before, we've used it before in the box, and in a lot of different ways. So always a fun way to change it up. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it this week for the weekly challenge number 23. And post your scores, who your partner was, and let's get it done by the end of the weekend. And until then, till next week, let's be legends.